Fill up the blank. Refer the picture. The points A and B are called the dash of the line segment.
Well done. Endpoints is the right choice. Choose the adjacent sides for the given image. Strong choice. CD and the is the right answer. In giving figure, shaded region is called shaded area in the given shape. Smart move. Sector area is an accurate answer. Tina is walking through a circular field, and from one corner of the circular field to its center while walking, she covered 28 meters. Tell the diameter of the field. You got it? Your choice 56 is right. Which of the following is pair of opposite sides in the given figure? Clear logic. Your choice AB, CD is sound and 100% true. How many pairs of adjacent vertices are there in the given figure? Well reasoned. 4 is the correct choice. Write the names of the points that lie outside the triangle. You chose RS, and it is correct. How many pounds are lying in the exterior of the triangle? Nicely done. 3 is a solid answer. Of which 3D shape is the set of books an example of? Right choice. Cuboid is the best answer. The diagonals in a rhombus bisect at a and dash angle. Valid point. Right is true. Name the point of intersection in the given figure. Bravo! O is the answer. A pair of adjacent sides having C as common vertex. Exactly, BC, CD makes sense, and it is right choice. The point that lies in the interior of angle SOP is solid response. Z is a valid choice. Use the figure to name the line passing through O. Correct. CB is the right answer. Triangle. Having 2 equal sides are called? Well picked. Isosceles triangle is the correct answer.
A triangle that has one right angle.
Good thinking. Right triangle is the right answer. Dash, what kind of intersecting lines are these? Excellent choice. Perpendicular lines is the right answer.
This angle cannot be named as.
Sharp thinking. XB is the right choice. In the given figure, there are dashed angles. Great job. 8 is the accurate answer. How many points does the given figure has? On track. 5 is the correct answer. Which is not a side of quadrilateral abside? Nice work. You chose AC and it is correct. Red colored part in the circle is dash. Excellent. Segment is a brilliant choice. Kate built a garden box with 4 sides. It has 2 sets of parallel sides. Which of the following shapes could her garden not be? Correct response. Trapezoid is the most accurate answer. 3 exterior lying on the triangle. Good job. Your answer XNU works well here. Find the number of line segments. You're right. 10 is the correct answer. What type of angle is angle X? Nice selection. Right is the correct and valid answer. Baymax's eyes make a dash. Great thinking. Line segment is the right choice.
If two lines have one common point, they are called dash. If two lines have an emergency point, they are called dash.
Smart pick. Intersecting lines, reverse lines is the correct choice. Opposite sides to CD. Perfect. Ab if of is the correct choice.
A straight line passing from side to side through the center of a body or figure, especially a circle or sphere.
Right again. Diameter is a valid answer.
Answer the following as true and false. A line segment equal to open curve. Circle closed curve. Array has one endpoint.
Correct. A true be truic true is the right answer.
Tina has a triangular birthday cake. She has divided it into 3 equals. Can you tell which type of triangles it? Right again, unilateral is a valid answer.
If in a tire of a cycle, there are 16 spokes, what is the measure of the space between 2 adjacent spokes? You chose 20, and it is correct.
If 2 lines are perpendicular to each other, then the angle between them at the point of contact is... Well reasoned. 90 is the correct choice. Draw a rough sketch of quadrilateral abecede. Draw its diagonals. The meeting point of diagonals is in...
Great job. Interior is the accurate answer.
What is the term for a part of a line that has one endpoint and goes on endlessly in one direction? Well picked. Ray is the correct answer.
How many lines can pass through one given point? How many lines can pass through a given point?
Nicely done. Infinite is a solid answer.
Where will the hand of the clock stop if starts at 12 and make 1 Kundrusi 4 of revolution anticlockwise?
Bravo.
9 is the answer.
Which of the following curves is an open curve?
Nice selection. Line segment line section is the correct and valid answer.
A figure in which the initial and the end points coincide with each other is a dash figure.
Perfect. Closed is the correct choice.
A region in the interior of a circle enclosed by a chord and an arc is called dash. Correct response. Segment is the most accurate answer.
The point of intersection of a pair of adjacent sides of a polygon is called its...
Good thinking. Vertex is the right answer.
A dash is an exact location in space which has no length, breadth, or thickness.
Great thinking. Point is the right choice.
What is the exterior angle of a triangle if the interior angle is 60 degrees?
Solid response. 120 degrees is a valid choice.
A flat surface that extends indefinitely in all the directions is called dash.
Valid point. Plane is true.
If A is the point on the line segment AB, is A the end point of line segment?
Clear logic. Your choice true is sound and 100% true.
What do we call lines that pass through a point and intersect at that point?
Smart pick. Intersecting lines is the correct choice.
A dash is a quadrilateral with 2 sets of parallel sides and 4 right angles.
Excellent. Rectangle is a brilliant choice.
A set of points with one endpoint and can be extended in one direction is...
You're right. Ray is the correct answer.
A pair of lines which do not intersect at any point are called dash-lines.
Excellent choice. Parallel is the right answer.
Lines like these, which do not meet, are said to be parallel and are called.
Strong choice. Parallel lines is the right answer.
Simplest of all geometrical figures, which has no size but has position, is.
Right choice. Point is the best answer.
The line segment joining the two non-consecutive vertices is called dash.
Nice work. You chose diagonal and it is correct.
If a diameter of a circle is 50, then what is the radius of the circle?
Smart move. 25 is an accurate answer.
A line between two parallel lines is always perpendicular to each other.
Good job. Your answer true works well here.
What is the join of any two non-adjacent vertices in a polygon called?
You got it. Your choice diagonal is right.
How many types of triangles are there on the basis of one side length?
Well done. 3 is the right choice.
Figure made of line segments and is also closed in geometry is called.
On track. Polygons is the correct answer.
What is the common initial point of two rays forming an angle called? Sharp thinking. Vertex is the right choice.
A set of points which extend infinitely in both directions is called.
Exactly. Line makes sense, and it is right choice.
What do we call any two sides with a common endpoint in a polygon?
Good job. Your answer adjacent sides works well here.
How many rays can be drawn with a given point as the initial point?
You got it. Your choice, an unlimited number, is right.
A trapezium has dash pairs of opposite sides parallel to each other.
Sharp thinking. 1 is the right choice.
What is the region called between a major arc and a pair of radii?
Well done. Major sector is the right choice.
If a shape is a square, then it is also a rectangle and a rhombus.
Bravo! True is the answer. In quadrilateral PQs, which set is the example of adjacent sides?
Right again. PQ. Kruger is a valid answer.
What is the meeting point of a pair of sides in a polygon called?
Correct response. Vertex is the most accurate answer.
A straight line joining two opposite corners of a polygon is dash.
Clear logic. Your choice diagonal is sound and 100% true. The surface of which of the following does not represent a plane?
Right choice. A football is the best answer.
Two lines meet together at a common point are called dash lines.
Well picked. Intersecting is the correct answer.
An angle is made up of two dash starting from common endpoint.
Good thinking. Rays is the right answer.
How many pairs of opposite angles are there in a quadrilateral?
Perfect. 2 is the correct choice.
The polygon, which is made up of least number of sides, is a dash.
Excellent. Triangle is a brilliant choice.
How many pairs of adjacent sides are there in a quadrilateral?
Excellent choice. 4 is the right answer.
A set of points which is a part of line with two endpoints is.
Nice work. You chose line segment and it is correct.
What do we call the end points of the same side in a polygon?
You chose adjacent vertices, and it is correct.
Curve in which starting point and ending point do not meet is. Great thinking. Open is the right choice.
What is the English equivalent of the Greek word geometron? Smart pick. Geometry is the correct choice.
A chord divides a circle into two parts. Each part is called.
Nicely done. Segment is a solid answer. Least number of line segments required to make a polygon is.
Strong choice. 3 is the right answer. 3 or more points which lie on same line are dash points.
Nice selection. Collinear is the correct and valid answer.
If a quadrilateral has 4 equal sides, then it is a square. Smart move. False is an accurate answer. Dash is a chord passing through the center of the circle. Correct. Diameter is the right answer.
I am a quadrilateral. All of my sides are equal. Who am I? Exactly. Square makes sense, and it is right choice.
If two lines have one common point, they are called dash.
Valid point. Intersecting lines is true. Two parallel lines are at same distance apart everywhere. On track. True is the correct answer. The number of arcs made by a chord on a circle is dash.
Solid response. 2 is a valid choice. 3 or more points are called linear if they lie on the. You're right. Same line is the correct answer.
2 distinct lines meeting at a point are called dash. Great job. Intersecting lines is the accurate answer.
An angle will form when dash emerged from a same point.
Well reasoned. 2 rays is the correct choice. Dash is a closed figure made up of with 4 line segments.
Exactly. Quadrilateral makes sense and it is right choice. The diagonal of a quadrilateral are formed by joining. On track. Opposite vertices is the correct answer. What is the sum of the interior angles of a triangle? Oh. Strong choice. 180 degrees is the right answer. Quadrilateral is formed by joining dash line segments.
Right again. 4 is a valid answer.
What do we call two lines that have one common point? Sharp thinking. Intersecting lines is the right choice. Which of the following does not have a starting point? Nice selection. Ray is the correct and valid answer. How many lines can be drawn through given 2 points? Smart move. Only 1 is an accurate answer. A point can be represented by the English alphabet D.
Excellent. True is a brilliant choice. The meeting point of a pair of sides is called dash.
You chose vertex, and it is correct. Length of the boundary of the circle is called dash.
Correct response. Circumference is the most accurate answer.
Array has day hash endpoints in array dash endpoints.
Nice work. You chose 1 and it is correct.
Number of lines which can be drawn from 1 point.
Good job. Your answer infinite works well here.
The line segment forming a polygon are called dash.
Well reasoned. Sides is the correct choice.
A parallelogram with 4 right angles is called dash.
Clear logic. Your choice rectangle is sound and 100% true.
A dash is represented by a single capital letter.
Well picked. Point is the correct answer.
Number of lines which can pass through a point is
Perfect. Infinite is the correct choice.
how many lines can pass through one single point?
You're right. Infinite is the correct answer. State true or false a circle is a closed polygon.
You got it? Your choice false is right. In a triangle, how many total degrees are there?
Valid point. 180 degrees is true.
The word dash divide a circle into 2 semicircles. Smart pick. Diameter is the correct choice.
Can 2 lines intersect in more than one point?
Right choice.
No is the best answer.
Parallel lines cross one another or intersect. Great job. False is the accurate answer. Which of the following curves is an open curve? Correct. Line segment is the right answer.
Which of these things have intersecting lines?
Nicely done. Scissors is a solid answer. Which is the suitable example for line segment? Great thinking. Edge of the table is the right choice. The geometrical figure dash has no dimension. Bravo. Point is the answer. If radius of circle is 8, then its diameter is?
Solid response. 16 is a valid choice.
How many lines pass through 2 given points?
Good thinking. 1 is the right answer.
When 2 rays meet at a point, what is formed?
Well done. Angle is the right choice.
It is better to use a divider than a ruler too. Excellent choice. Check angles is the right answer. The special name given to a 4-sided polygon. Sharp thinking. Quadrilateral is the right choice. How many sides are there in a quadrilateral? Good job. Your answer 4 works well here. The lines which intersect are called as dash.
Smart pick. Intersecting lines is the correct choice.
Ray has both starting point and ending point. You chose false, and it is correct. How many curved faces does a cylinder have? Well done. 1 is the right choice. What is the name of a polygon with 6 sides?
Nice selection. Hexagon is the correct and valid answer.
What do we call the lines that do not meet?
Right choice. Parallel lines is the best answer.
How do we describe lines that do not meet?
Strong choice. Parallel lines is the right answer.
The number of diameter in a circle can be.
Excellent choice. Many is the right answer. A pair of opposite sides of trapezium are? Good thinking. Parallel is the right answer. Which of the following can be measured? Great job. Line segment is the accurate answer.
The term geometry has came from the word.
Excellent. Geometron is a brilliant choice.
True or false? All curves are polygons.
You're right. False is the correct answer.
Radius is half of diameter of the circle.
Solid response. True is a valid choice. Which of the following is not a polygon?
Nice work. You chose circle and it is correct.
The distance around a circle is its dash.
Valid point. Circumference is true. There are dash diagonals in a rectangle.
Well reasoned. 2 is the correct choice. How many diagonals does a triangle have?
Great thinking. No is the right choice.
How many diagonals does the circle has?
Smart move. Zo is an accurate answer.
The number of diagonals in pentagon are... You got it. Your choice 5 is right.
Line segment has 2 endpoints A and B.
On track. True is the correct answer. Dash lines do not intersect each other.
Well picked. Parallel is the correct answer.
Number of endpoints a line segment has.
Nicely done. 2 is a solid answer.
Line segment extends in dash directions.
Exactly. 0 makes sense, and it is right choice.
Number of angles in a triangle is dash.
Clear logic. Your choice 3 is sound and 100% true.
All points inside a figure are called.
Correct response. Interior points is the most accurate answer.
A polygon with 3 sides is called dash.
Perfect. Triangle is the correct choice.
2 lines in a plane that do not meet.
Bravo. Parallel lines is the answer. Number of points a line can have are. Correct. Infinite is the right answer.
Diameter is dash of radius of circle.
Right again. Twice is a valid answer.
How many vertex does a triangle has?
Bravo. 3 is the answer.
A line segment has dash endpoints.
Great thinking. 2 is the right choice.
Dash is the longest chord in circle.
Good thinking. Diameter is the right answer.
What does the term geometry mean?
On track. Study of measurement is the correct answer.
How many types of angles are there?
Well done. 7 is the right choice.
If 2 lines never meet each other.
Well picked. Parallel lines is the correct answer.
Choose the correct answer. A point. Nice selection. A and B is the correct and valid answer. A line segment is a part of a dash.
Solid response. Line is a valid choice.
A perimeter of a circle is called.
Exactly. Circumference makes sense, and it is right choice.
Type of triangle 8 cm, 5 cm, 10 cm.
You chose scalene triangle, and it is correct.
What are the sides of a polygon?
Sharp thinking. Line segments is the right choice.
Dash is the midpoint of circle.
Smart move. Center is an accurate answer.
The edge of a ruler draws dash.
Excellent choice. Line segment is the right answer. Number of endpoints array has. You're right. 1 is the correct answer. A football has a dash surface. Clear logic. Your choice curved is sound and 100% true. Dash extends on both the sides. Well reasoned. Line is the correct choice. What is a polygon made up of? Nicely done. Line segments is a solid answer. Point is usually denoted by a valid point. Capital letter is true. A point can be 5 cm in length. Right again. False is a valid answer. A square has all dashy angles. Smart pick. Right is the correct choice of revolution or dash angle. You got it. Your choice 3 is right. Triangle has dash diagonals. Good job. Your answer 0 works well here. Radius of a circle is dash. Perfect. Half its diameter is the correct choice. Half of a circle is called. Correct response. Semicircle is the most accurate answer. Letter X is the example of. Great job. Intersecting lines is the accurate answer. A septagon has dash sides. Excellent. 7 is a brilliant choice. Ray is a portion of a line. Correct. True is the right answer. A sphere has dash surface. Strong choice. Curved is the right answer. Dash shows exact location. Nice work. You chose point, and it is correct. Concurrent lines are dash. Right choice. Going through single point is the best answer. Array has dash endpoints. Valid point. 1 is true. A line is of dash length. Well picked. Infinity is the correct answer. Angle is formed by dash. You chose 2 rays, and it is correct. A regular heptagon has. Sharp thinking. 7 equal sides is the right choice. We can measure a point. Bravo! False is the answer. A line is made up of. Clear logic. Your choice 2 point is sound and 100% true. Line has dash length. Nice work. You chose no particular and it is correct. A line with 1 point. Exactly. Ray makes sense and it is right choice. What is a polygon? Right choice. A closed curve is the best answer. A line segment has. Great thinking. Fixed length is the right choice. What are polygons? On track. A closed figure is the correct answer. A triangle has? Smart move. 3 quadrilaterals is an accurate answer. Triangle is a. Nicely done. Both and is a solid answer. A circle is a. Perfect. Closed curve is the correct choice. A circle has. Excellent. Chord, diameter, sector, segment is a brilliant choice. A point has. Correct. No length is the right answer. Array has. Correct response. One endpoint is the most accurate answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Well reasoned. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is the correct choice.